Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode coming up with Canadians with Disabilities and their Allies. My name is Brent. I'm the host. I have two guests coming up, day by day, on April 6th and April 7th. But first off, I have Joseph Meer,
Vander Meer. Joseph
Vander
Vander
Meer.
Meer. Yeah. It's a good Dutch name, so you got to
Yeah,
remember it. It's a good Dutch
yes,
name.
yeah, he's my numbers guy.
Yeah.
That's who I call him. And I said my numbers guy is coming on. So yes, Joseph is coming on.
It was on March the 1st where he first contacted me in my DMs. And so this is back almost 5 weeks ago. He reserved the date. He reserved the date of April 7th. So that's the day he's going to come on. It'll be Friday, April
Good Friday.
7th. It'll be Good
Yeah.
Friday. And the way he explained it to me, he says, what better day than Good Friday to turn up the heat on the federal government and talk about GLBI and basic income. And the reason why he was very particular, he said, the reason why I'm picking April 7th, he says it's 2 years to the day that
Wow.
the last basic income report was released. And so it was very particularly picked April 7th. So he reserved that day 5 weeks ago.
Wow.
And our
Time
next
flies.
yeah, and our next guest on are the one before the guest before is April 6th,
Yeah.
and he was only secured like a couple of days ago. So that's kind
Yeah.
of why we're mashing the two together, and just kind of worked out that way. So we're advertising two people in one spot. So
Yeah. Yeah. Honorable Peter Julian, MP for New Westminster, BC. Yeah, it's great having Peter rejoin us back on the show. Wow, it's been over a year since we've
yeah,
actually had him on the show, so it's going to be a great honor having Peter come back on. So, I mean, Peter's going to be well. First of all, you know what? We'll talk about Joseph first. Joseph is the numbers guy. I always refer to him as the numbers guy, like I said. And he's going to be talking about the GLBI, Guaranteed Livable Basic Income. He's very passionate regarding the spreadsheets, the numbers. So I'm actually really intrigued to hear what Joseph has to talk about on that on the 7th there of
and I'm
April.
sure he's going to be talking a lot about the budget that was released. I know he was
Oh yeah,
disappointed with that, as a lot of us were.
yeah, it's very disappointing. There was so much opportunity that could have been put out there for Canadians with disabilities, people low income. Yeah, and so for Joseph, that'll be 12 p.m. till 2 p.m. That'll be Pacific Standard Time, and that's 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till 5.
And
Yeah,
so that'll be a fun one.
yeah.
And
Now that's April the 7th, folks. So yeah,
so
again,
that's a Good Friday. So we're gonna have a good time on Good
a really
Friday
good Friday. Yeah,
with our numbers guy, resident
our numbers.
numbers guy, and
Again, so Joseph is at 12 p.m. on April the
right along
7th,
the bottom.
and on the bottom here, and that's 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And now
And,
I'm gonna let you transition over to Peter Julian.
and Peter, Honorable Peter Julian, and Peter is going to be joining me on April the 6th, Thursday, April 6th, one day before Good Friday.
Yeah,
What a way to blend
24
them in.
hours apart, the two of them.
Yes, exactly. And that'll be 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And he's actually he's on till 11, but give or take,
hmm
might be a little bit, a few minutes longer. It could be a few minutes less.
hmm
I encourage everyone to tune in a few minutes sooner to both the segments, because once we're ready to go, we're ready to go. Maybe 5 minutes sooner, I would say.
hmm
And so that's equivalent to Eastern Time. That's 1 p.m. Eastern Time till 2. So again, Joseph is on Friday, Good Friday, and Peter's on April 6th, one
Day
day
before.
before, 24 hours
hmm
apart,
Yeah,
blended together, and we got a great VIP package here.
that's right.
This the full deal here. That's
And
and
I'm really happy to hear that Peter Julian is coming back on, because I know, I mean, we've
yeah,
on your last segment you talked about you getting harassed, and we've talked about you know one of the reasons why we left the Twitter Spaces is because of all the technical issues, right? And I mean, you had dropped audio, you had guests that couldn't get on, and a lot of different technical issues, right? But the technical issue that happened with Peter was really unfortunate because it was a technical issue, but he basically was attacked on air by one of the audience members, and we don't have to get into the specifics.
No.
But normally, what we would have done in that case is, Twitter Space does have a thing where you should be able to boot. You should be able to boot off audience members that are being inappropriate or abusive. And for whatever reason, at that particular moment, again, it was a technical glitch, but Twitter Spaces decided to act up, and right at that opportune moment, we couldn't kick the person, and we could it was kind of locked up, and so you were trying to kick the person off and silence them, and you reached out to a couple other people that were trying to do it, and we couldn't do it.
Yeah, there was no key. It's like the key was gone, and it's like there was no key to.
Yeah, so everything was locked up, and so I know you felt really, really bad, and I felt really bad about the whole thing too, and so personally, I don't blame him for not wanting to come on. Because nobody wants to be attacked. I mean, that's
absolutely.
We've talked about we've talked about wanting to put the guests first and valuing the guests' time and space.
But getting back to Peter, I'm really excited to have him on because he's going to be talking regarding DTC, which is the Disability Tax Credit. Yeah. The CDB, which is the Canada Disability Benefit, and the DERB, the Disability Emergency Response Benefit. Now, some people call it Disability Emergency Relief Benefit. It's DERB. DERB is the word, and
we all know what it is. We all know what we want, so it doesn't really matter if it's.
And that's an interim amount. Well, they take $21.5 million to study it as a consultation for who knows how long. I mean, just get the interim amount out there to people and help them. Yeah. I talked about this at a rally yesterday, and it's not difficult to get that money out. It was such a disappointing that there was nothing in the federal budget for CDB or DERB. Let's just help people. And I want to hear what Peter has to say regarding that coming up. That'd be really very important. And also Joseph talking about the breakdown of the numbers. The numbers guy will be doing a breakdown.
So it's a good mashup, I think. It's
good mashup.
Good to have them both together. And, again, as your editor-producer, I know I've told you several times, I said, if we can get Peter on again, it will prove that we've kind of turned the corner of your show and kind of squashed all the vulnerabilities and, really put the focus back on the guests again, which, I mean, you always wanted to put the focus on the guests anyway. It's always been about the guests. It's always about putting them first, making them the star of your show. And ever since we've transitioned from Twitter Space to YouTube fully, we've really, like I said, we've dealt with all the vulnerabilities. And so now that Peter Julian's come back on your show, it's like, I, as your producer, really felt that, okay, we've turned the corner. We've turned the page on the Twitter Spaces, and we've kind of just turfed the Twitter Spaces, all the vulnerabilities of the Twitter Spaces, and really embraced and gone fully onto the YouTube. And I think it's been for the better, honestly.
Yeah, it was a real relief knowing that Peter was coming back on, because I was really, really worried that if he wasn't going to come back on, it was just a really sad time that to lose a very prominent person that is a very high ranked up there and not wanting to come back on. And when I reached out to Peter's office, and he definitely would be honored to come back on, it was a sign of relief of knowing that, yes, like you mentioned, Neil, we've now turned the channel, and it's of making it more secure. Again, just to kind of recap here on the times, Joseph
Maybe what I should do is should have I'll put photos up
yes
of Peter Julian. I'll put photo up of
yes.
Joseph, and I'll have
Yep.
the photo and the time, because
Perfect.
it's going to get confusing because we're
Yeah.
we're matching it all
They're
together.
mashed
We
together.
don't usually do that, but because, like I said, because Joseph came forward a whole like 5 weeks ago and reserved the day. And then, you had Peter Julian come forward and he reserved the day, and we're not gonna turn down Peter Julian, right? So
Oh no.
we decided to mash them together, and it's gonna be fun.
No, it's going to be awesome. I'm literally looking forward to it, and that's the way. Good way to end the week next week. Yeah,
Yeah.
and having two great people coming on my show. Looking forward to it.